not recording. Hope everybody's well. Again, apologies for the angle here. It's the best I can do right now, but I will fix it. Morning, Fonny. Hope you're well. Good to see you back, Fonny. Okay, let's get into the markets, shall we? So what I've decided to do, just before I get into it, I'm going to go and properly go through my last however many months I can for my trades with that trade management, new trade management test. I think with the markets right now, with my performance right now, I think it always, when you go through these times, it gives you a period of like, okay, how can I get better now? You know, how can I stop this from happening? I don't think, you know, will it ever stop happening? I don't know. I'm not really sure if that can ever be the case. I think you'll always kind of go through, you know, periods, but certainly not 3-4 months. Hopefully, hopefully it's not, I've kind of noticed that COVID, my trading was horrible. And now Russia, Ukraine, my trading's been horrible. So maybe something to do with that kind of situations, which hopefully, touch wood, won't happen. Won't happen again, but obviously we never know. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find as much data as I can, obviously forward test a little bit. But again, you know, I want to get better. I'm still confident in... obviously, my trading, I know that I'll be profitable at the end of the year, which is the main thing. But yeah, these kind of times do make you kind of think about, okay, how can we go up and how can we get better? So that's what I'm going to be doing. Obviously, I'll post the results of my back tests and that as we go along. But it'll be interesting to see. Okay, SPX, we are still in risk-off mode technically. From a daily perspective, we are still on a downtrend, obviously. I have to say, I do have a little sneaky suspicion. I know we were talking about this yesterday. I do have a sneaky suspicion that, you know, we could be potentially, continuation, potentially. You know, I had this suspicion here, I was wrong, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be, it doesn't mean I'm going to be wrong this time. You know, the market, again, is just sneakily for me. Yes, okay, technically we're in a downtrend. We could be coming up and doing the same thing we have recently. Yes, technical perspective, that is what we have to think. Corrective continuation, okay? But my hunch is we potentially start moving up now, potentially. We've got a potential pattern here on the SPX. It's not quite ready yet on our head and shoulders here. I still need that 20 catch up, that 20 accumulation to take to the break to the upside. It does look pretty good. You know, whether we sustain this break from this kind of 4-hour downtrending anchor, we'll have to wait and see. Whether we break and close above this area, we'll have to wait and see. You know, if it does break now, obviously I can't take a trade, but that doesn't mean that this is still not valid. You know, the market is holding here. So a push up from a technical perspective may not be too bad. So I'll be looking for a 20 catch up there in terms of trading wise, but you know, I do think we continue with pullback. I think that's probably safe. There is a potential option here on the SPX for a breakout retest as well. Here, kind of cup with handle within a cup with handle. Breakout retest movement to the upside. Confluence with that counter trend idea with our daily and our weekly. And I do like that. You know, we're potentially, if we break here, we're above these moving averages on the hourly chart. Obviously, we've got our basing structure here. Confluence with our 4-hour head and shoulders, confluence with our daily corrective, confluence with our weekly ABC. And it's certainly something I could think could potentially move. And, you know, if we don't get a lot out of it with counter trend, or even if we get it, I certainly think it's worth a play. Certainly think it's worth a play on index long. So I'll be looking for that for a potential break to the upside, SPX. But I do think it does. So be aware. I know it's risk off in the watch list. Be aware of some strength coming into those commodities and the weakness in that yen. Morning, Aaron. Aaron, good to see you. I've said that already. Who else is here? Mira, James, Audrey. Welcome, guys. Hope you're all well. Okay, dollar. That's not the dollar. Dollar's looking relatively bearish. What do we think about the dollar? Coming off a little bit. I mean, I guess it's quite similar to the SPX for me. You know, I look at this chart. And I think, I don't really like that for continuation, right? But technically, we're at this area. right? Technically, old resistance potentially becoming new support for continuation, right? Obviously, dollar upside, the path of least resistance on the dollar is to the upside. What I said, even though it looked a little bit better here, I still have my doubts on kind of DXY continuation for the foreseeable. Dollar down now, maybe catching up retail traders. Yeah, I was kind of going with the trend, right? I don't like this. Where it's not really nice price action. I understand we've had it before, but I think dollar down. I'm not gonna say dollar change, and depending on what the SPX does, if we do push with that dollar acting as a safe haven, which it has been post-COVID, which it has been recently, then you can see dollar weakness. Smaller time frames do look good for dollar weakness, even though we're at this area. I do fancy to come down, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do get that end of corrective in the SPX, if we see dollar weakening off a bit from that decent strength. Obviously we can take this as an initial impulse as well and say, well, we could get a pullback before continuation, yeah. But intraday, yeah, I would say dollar weak, dollar down. Setup selling the dollar would make sense. Maybe some dynamic support around here on that 200, but yeah, chart looks better down than up, even though the trend is up. So that would be my personal bias in the dollar. So I would say I'm going against the grain, with me thinking SPX to the upside, not only in pullback, but just have a sneaky suspicion, SPX up, dollar down. Let's see how that plays through. Let's see how it plays through. Just a hunch. It's just a hunch. I trade what I see, not what I think, but that is what I think. Okay, Aussie Kiwi. We've broken out from this area, obviously going with this trend. Nice daily confluence here with this pretty healthy trend that we're in, back to around that 20. Looking for longs. Okay, looking for longs. Very simple. Inverted hammer here on the 4 hour from this setup, so that's something to be aware of, right? But what I was looking for on this hourly chart specifically, right? If I remove this, so we've got our V reversal, pullback, and our head and shoulders within our secondary structure. Okay, push through. Now the fact that I've got this inverted hammer, right, means that I've got to wait for a complex corrective. Okay, so I've got to wait for an ABC. The reason why is when I get this initial kind of reactionary from a break of resistance area, kind of like what we had now. So whether it becomes in the form of an inverted hammer or a kind of steeper drop to the downside on account of that breakout, your complex corrective digests that initial reaction. And that's when it kind of neatens up around B and C to continue on that trend. Remember, Aussie Kiwi, overall trend is to the upside. I expect that to continue. So if we get a 20-period catch-up, which obviously we've got some time here before it does develop, if it does come down, then fine, I don't take the trade. But I'd be looking for an ABC corrective continuation on Aussie Kiwi. Just be aware that there is that 4 hour inverted, and maybe something that it does come down before it comes back up, in which case, fine, we don't take the trade. So Aussie Kiwi, SPX I've done. Pound New Zealand I like. Silver, you put this up as well. I really like this. Ironically, it's coming up now, so it may be irrelevant, which is actually probably good for the trades that I'm in. But I noticed the same thing as you, Silver. Daily chart, confluence there, a decent pullback here. It's starting to neaten up a little bit, inverted hammer, right? There's your kind of confluence on that 200. Impulse potentially. Corrective over. Maybe we'd like to see a little bit more volume here. But ready to move? No, absolutely. Absolutely ready to move if it does. Okay. What I don't want to see is this break through these highs. Okay, so we kind of want it to break now, if I'm being completely honest with you, with our V reversal, ABC. We wanted to push through unless we get, our head and shoulders V reversal to push through this area, right? What it seems to be, remember, pound did have decent data this morning coming out, so that may provide a boost over London, in which case, if it does push up, then okay, we don't take it. I like the idea, I feel like it may not come for us. I feel like this push may sustain. It could do this, in which case, fine. I can't take the trade. It doesn't fit my rules. But Yeah, and if it does, for example, if it does do that, silver, then you could look at this and say, okay, I take my context from there, which is fine, right? Which is fine. But in terms of a context from here, this would probably be too much for me. So I would have to look at, as I said, if it does, a little impulse, fall back down, slight reload, then you have your context here. The higher time frames, confluence is still there, right? In which case, if it does do that, it may be a little bit better if we get that 200 start to curl up a wee bit and give you that head and shoulders. So our break and retest is, whether that happens or not, we have to wait and see, but the break and retest is there, right? So I like the idea of it. I put it on my watch list. I agree with you. It depends if London wants to sustain a little bit of bullish momentum in this pound on account of that, decent data that came out. So let's see. But yeah, I like the idea. And obviously I do because I got it on my list as well. Pound New Zealand SPX have done pound CAD. Pound CAD I think is probably coming up as well. Yep. I put pound CAD on the list because I like this accumulation here. Okay. The only issue I had, which I wanted to talk to you guys about, is this. Right? Do I want to be selling it here? Right? So even though the setup is quite nice on the 4 hour, it's just something that, as I said, I can't really sell the pound CAD here. I can't. So sometimes with contexts that are nice, my gut feeling, right? Certainly when I'm in the position where I am now, where the next trade, the next few trades, if I get a good winner, it kind of gives me that impetus and kind of move forward. Whether do I want that to be on pound CAD? Probably not. Just because of that daily extension, maybe not daily extension, that's the wrong word. Possibly weekly extension, but certainly daily possible exhaustion. But I don't know if this trend is exhausted yet. We usually like to see a little bit more volume coming in at the end of this exhausted move, profit taking, etc. But I'm just not massively comfortable with that. I like the setup, not massively comfortable with it on pound CAD. And USD Mexican, this is one I do like. I would like to be involved in. I hope it does not break. It may do, with potential dollar weakness coming in. We can see our initial basing structure here at a very good level to potentially take it. Cut with handle, pull back, looking for an aggressive up in here, but we need some bullish momentum. We need some support buying here so we get that pullback and kind of what we want for this structure. So daily wise, again, very similar to pound New Zealand. It's a trade that I want to be involved in. I like the idea now of selling the USD Mexican at this area. If we consider this, kind of pullback here, our daily anchor to this corrective has been broken, and I'm breaking out of this channel, you could say, from a very basic standpoint for continuation down. But I just need, as I said, I have a sneaky suspicion this goes, but it's certainly something I want to be involved in if it comes back. So USD Mexican is on the list. Okay, let's have a look at the pound Aussie and euro Aussie before I get into it. Pound Aussie is really been a slow burner. Every time we think we're pushing, and this is the kind of lack of momentum that sometimes you get within pullbacks within those indexes, right? This is kind of what we're getting. What's my bias on pound Aussie? Obviously, I can't do anything about it. What will happen will happen. If we do get some decent, push in the pound, it will look good. Bumping on that trend line. You went up here. Yeah, up there it is. Yeah. The thing is, I'm trying to get the bias that pound Aussie. I like pound Aussie long in my head, but I do. I do. I have to say, I do like it. We've still got some dynamic support here. If we can get some bullish pressure here up to this area, and as you probably rightly pointed out, something in here, this would look really nice. It would look really nice. So let's see. Pound Aussie's in. It'll do what it wants to do. It would be nice if it goes. And I agree with you, Silva. I think if it goes, with the price action we're seeing now, if we get it, relatively nice, there's also a potential, additional breakout if we do get it, right? The momentum here is down right now. We understand that. But I agree with you. If it goes, I think it will go. Certainly the pound. So let's see. Let's see. It's in now. Can't do anything about it. But yeah, smaller time frames I'm not as interested in. Let's see, you know, how this 4 hour closes. Let's see how London opens. And, you know, hopefully some push and some follow through would be nice on pound Aussie. And Euro Aussie is the same. Obviously, we can't lose any money on this. Let's just see. I've not got the exit indicator yet with this SAR. We're roughly at this old resistance becoming new support. So we would hope to see some kind of reaction here for possibly pullback, complete continuation. But whatever happens with that will happen. So yeah, I mean, it's not great, is it? But it's something. It's not great, but it's something. I've just got to keep plugging away. Keep plugging away and I'll get my rewards. Yeah, just keep plugging away. Just keep plugging away. Right. You can see here, by the way, when we do move over to simplicity, I've got our new, I've got the new server set up. Still not complete, but it's almost ready to go. Again, maybe the fact that I'm focusing, there's lots of things in the back end here, taking a little bit of thingy off my trading. I want to go and focus on it properly over the next, 1 or 2 weeks. But anyway, hey, whatever. Okay, Aussie CAD. Buying the Aussie, selling the CAD. What are you looking at here? Let's have a look at Aussie CAD. Almost ready to move. Which one, Martin? Which pair are you talking about? Oh, almost RTM. Yeah, almost RTM. The problem, obviously, one of the you and Griffey know the problem I'm having at the back end, but hopefully that will be sorted out soon. Bit of an absolute bloody nightmare. But yeah, almost there. Meeting today. I have a meeting every week with all the business side of things. Yeah, my new office. Yeah, I'll show you this. I can actually show you this now. I don't know if you can see it. I'm installed my spaceship. You can see up there, so I need a little bit. I'll move my water. A little bit more. Obviously, need to do my YouTube area and stuff, but it's getting there. Getting there. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Aussie CAD. Looking hourly. Roughly around this area. I mean, it looks like it's pushing, right? How far it will go with oil. Let's have a look at oil. Oil's strong as well. So, Aussie CAD short, Aussie CAD long. I think I'd rather be looking at shorting it, right? So, pullback, if you're looking at a pullback into it, then yeah. I can kind of see what you're looking for. I would prefer this to kind of tag this area, and give you that, but it's broken through. You're kind of getting that price acceptance here. No real catalyst to go long, but I presume that is probably off for you now, right? Breaking through the highs. Yeah. If it's broken through the highs, I would consider the retest. Just, you can't get involved in that, or I couldn't get involved in that because it didn't give me exactly what I wanted, but on that 200, on that 20, yeah, idea was there. I could see it on pullback. I don't know how far it goes, but I can see your premise. Yeah. I mean, overall bias has got to be, Aussie CAD down. Chart, actually, I mean, if you're looking at, you could certainly see it. Depending if it comes up, you might correct it a little bit through time, considering oil does look relatively strong. Remember 10 minutes to London Open as well, but yeah, I think that would be a better play, looking at shorts up there. But yeah, I think it's gone. Yeah, as you said, silver gone now. Flag retest and break of flag. Yeah, okay. Yeah, lots of info about the price of gas going up because of the lockdown on Russian gas, so the CAD should get stronger. Oh yeah, sorry, I just read that. Yeah, I agree. Right, anything else you guys want me to look at before I head off? Just probably a little bit of Aussie strength causing causing pound CAD to pound Aussie to come back off. This actually does look good down now, right, from a smaller term perspective. But let's see how London opens. I'll let you type, Martin. Notice setups for me today. Patience, yeah, absolutely patience. Discipline right now. That's I'm just telling myself every single day, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. You know, keep my discipline. It will change. You know, trading's not going to be like this forever, and just got to get through it. Just got to get through it. Use the time. I can use the time to go and do what I want to do this week. Going and testing my new trade management. You know, and yeah, patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. But hey, we all go through it, right? We all go through it. It's part and parcel of the game. It sucks. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. But, well, firstly, obviously, pound Aussie and Euro Aussie is not out yet. I'm not, you know, there's still time for that to, you know, to push on. We still got arguments there for long. So, but yeah, it's just part and parcel of the game. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy all the time, and I'm happy with it. I'm absolutely not happy with it. You know, it's certainly as it goes on. I don't mind a month. I can kind of handle 2 months, but as it's getting now to, 33% of the year in terms of not great setups, not great trading, not obviously no money made in the markets this year thus far. But long way to go. Long way to go. Don't judge me now, judge me at the end of the year. That's what I'll always say. I'll let you type, Martin. Oh, have a look at your gold idea, EFO. So well done for posting an idea. This is always good to do. Good for accountability. Good for accountability. So let's have a look at what you're looking at. Sell order on gold. Sell order on gold. Okay, let's have a look at gold. There we go. Sell order. Actually, so EFO, you there? Can you type? Let me know what your idea is here. You're looking at a pullback entry, roughly around resistance zone to go short, right? On gold. Is that roughly your idea? I don't know if you've been stopped out now on here. The stop is very tight. That's one thing I'll say, EFO. So you got your stop loss here, your entry was in here, another entry in here, TP down there. Okay. So I do have to say, ever since you teach that the stop loss are there for a reason, I did lose 2 trades this week that, of course, they hit my stop loss, went my way, but I really appreciate the advice because when I do back test and retest, I see my strategy was okay, follow my rules, but again, this is trading and no, yeah, correct, yeah. The stop loss is there so that if it gets hit, the premise of the trade is wrong. So the premise of the trade right now on pound Aussie is technically not wrong. You know, we've got our anchor here. So if we break through this, then price action, visualizing what that's going to look like, yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? So yeah, good. I'm glad it helped. So that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this, EFO. So what I would say from a daily perspective, you're taking gold short, right? We look at our higher time frames and say, well, we're getting some rejection here. You know, I'll be getting some potential pullback action coming to gold. I agree with the short bias on gold because of what's happened recently, right? Gold does have a short bias. Technicals are telling us gold is short. Okay, we've got roughly a reaction around the support zone, obviously with that kind of bullish hammer bar. Okay, so I'm looking at this saying if you're wanting to sell it, you'd maybe have to wait a few days to get into a better position, possibly looking for the market to tell you it wants to go short, right? So we look at the 4 hour as well, and I'm not sure when you took this trade. I guess you took the trade 9:02, about 2 hours ago. Okay. And again, EFO, this is nothing bad. This is what we're all here for, right? To learn and get. In my opinion, is not gospel. Everybody has different opinions. I'm wrong plenty of times, right? I'm just trying to kind of help in any way. And other kind of experienced members will help when you post ideas as well. But if we look at the kind of the strength coming into this 4 hour, right? I would have a little bit, again, going against this particular strength. You know, when I think funny you're on the A1 trading when I talked about gold short, just not quite yet. You know, you're kind of looking at this area and you're saying, well, we've got our kind of slight catalyst here on our 4-hour chart. If I zoom in, sorry. You know, it's not perfect, not perfect, but it is a retest, and there's your reason to go short. You know, I just don't think this is kind of there yet. I think it's getting there. You know, we're seeing, you know, you kind of got your 3-candle pattern here, increasing in range as we go along. Decent, no, not the perfect volume signature, but, you know, we're kind of losing slightly momentum here. So, you know, from that perspective, yeah, okay, I kind of get it. I think you need to give it a little bit more room, you know. So, as I said, for me, the biggest thing on taking gold shorts right now would be that daily here. It would just put too much doubt in my mind on whether that's the best time to sell it, you know, because you're trying to sell it. You know, if you've got your confluence, for example, here, yes, okay, you're going against the trend, but you've got your inverted hammer, sell it. You know, here, you know, sell it. Here, sell it. Here, sell it. You know, you're not massively extended there, and you've got that market telling you potentially it wants to go down. You know, same with potentially, maybe this is not the best example, but, you know, the opposite does occur. Here's a better example. If we go back here, right, at this area, here, you've got your kind of channel corrective here coming from this movement, and then your outside bullish engulfer above that 200. You know, again, RTM ready to move. This is the good positions. This is where you want to get involved, where smaller time frame trades can certainly move. Again, doesn't always happen, but that's essentially what we're trying to do with every trade, right? Get a big winner. So yeah, so I mean, good. Like I said, your idea is there. It's going to take some time to develop, but little things, spotting your higher time frames, little thing like that where you're saying, well, does the market want to go short just yet? You know, I mean, I guess similar to the SPX right now. Are we saying the market wants to dip right now? I don't think so. You know, it'll have a decision point. You know, it'll have a decision point at some point soon, maybe towards the end of the week, where, yes, it could continue, but then, you know, maybe it doesn't. So, you know, letting that market tell you, I think, saves a lot of losing trades. But well done. It's what we like to see, EFO. It's what we like to see. We're all trying to improve. We've all got our faults, as I do as well, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do. So well done. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, EFO, and you'll get better. No worries. No worries. All right, everyone. Let's leave it there. I've gone on for a little bit this morning. I'm sure you're sick of my voice right now, but remember to trade safe. I'll be back on tomorrow, and have a good day. Peace.